Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video, which obviously, as you can tell, is going to be my November Eyeshadow Palette Extravaganza. I've been doing these for, I feel like, almost a couple of years now. Every month, eyeshadow palettes are what I buy the most of. It is just my very favorite thing to play with when it comes to makeup. There's just a creativity behind it, and I am not a creative person. So that being said, we've got quite a few palettes to go through for the month of November, including a couple of the most unique palettes in my collection at this point. So if you're interested in seeing not only the palettes I picked up for the month of November, but also how they worked out for me, then just keep on watching. So a few of these I did pick up during the Sephora VIB sale. So yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 8 palettes to go through. Let's go ahead and just jump in. So the first one is a Charlotte Tilbury Quad. It's the Luxury Palette of Pearls in Celestial Pearl. I did pick this up during the Sephora VIB sale haul, or during my sale haul. Now, I was on the fence about this one because I didn't know if it was going to be too similar to Star Aura, and I own Star Aura. So I ended up taking the plunge because in store I swatched it and a couple of the shades were just so pretty that I was like, you know what, I need to snag this. And I'm so glad I did. The packaging is so pretty. It's got this like pearl type of background behind these stars that I know is not going to be captured on camera, but it kind of just shifts in color to like red, blue, green. It is so festive, so pretty. Probably my favorite quad packaging yet. Here's what it looks like. It looks very basic, almost very boring until you swatch it, and then it is absolutely magnificent. So this is my favorite shade out of the bunch. It is the Enhance shade, and there is like a very heavy pink gold shift to this, and it looks stunning on the eyes. And what I love about Charlotte Tilbury, I've said this before, is that these are very one and done, very effortless, very easy shades or shadows. And for me, that is such a plus, because when I am in a hurry, I still want something pretty on the eyes, and these just do it for me. So this shade is it for me, and it like basically made the purchase 1000% worthwhile. So let's move into Colourpop. Let's see, I actually only have one Colourpop palette this month. Can you believe it? It is the Nightmare Before Christmas palette. So of course I was gonna pick it up. One, it's Disney, and two, it has shades that actually like speak to me. So here is what this bad boy looks like. I very much like this palette. Now, I will tell you that the mattes, I feel like I like the mattes more, which is true of another palette in this month's bundle, which is crazy because I'm not typically a matte type of girl. So the mattes in this palette actually, I mean, Colourpop is always good, but something about these just works for me, and I am very happy that this is in my collection. What is up with good mattes this month? I'm just not sure. Anyways, so that is that, and then let's see. Let me grab you a couple of the metallic swatches, which I love Colourpop metallics, and I feel like, again, I mean, this is just repetitive what I'm saying, but for the price point, I feel like they just, I mean, they can't be beat. So this was a very random color scheme, in my opinion, for Nightmare Before Christmas. It just seems kind of weird that it would be like pinks and purples. I'm like, am I forgetting something from the movie? But anyways, I may very well be. So picked that one up, and I actually picked it up with Ulta points. So that was kind of nice as well. So let's move into one of the most unique palettes at my, in my collection at this point, and it is the Rose Quartz palette by Huda Beauty. Now, I'm going to tell you that when I first picked this palette up, I knew I was going to get it because I always pick up her large palettes during this time of year. I mean, any time of year, but I love the holiday season because I know Huda and Melt typically release a bigger palette. And so this one, I knew I wanted. The packaging is beautiful. You've already seen it. But the thing about it is I wasn't excited about the color story because to look at her palettes, it kind of reminds me sometimes of Colourpop where it starts to look a little repetitive. I'm not going to lie. This kind of seemed a little boring until I started playing with it. And I was like, what is this? This palette is stunning. And I'm going to even tell you, I have not even worked my way through all of the shades yet as far as using them. And so I have to tell you that the shade Cosmic Love, you need this palette just for this one shade. And then Moon Magic is also stunning. The metallics are very, very just wow. Do you remember Mercury Retrograde, which I think is a lot of people's favorite? This reminds me quite a bit of that in that these are very unique and stand out. These are stunning. I love this palette. Seriously, to look at it in the pan, you would not think that this could be as beautiful as it is. And then as far as the mattes, they perform very, very well, just as well as all her other large palettes. I will tell you that some of them even feel a little bit softer than usual. I find her mattes to actually be very dry and hard, but once you put them on the eye, then they go on really nicely. And these are actually, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are actually very soft to the touch, which is different for Huda. So this was a total score, and again, has now some of the most unique shades in my collection. And to look at it just in the pans, I wouldn't have thought that to be the case. So that was definitely a win. I will say also though, it was a help to get it on sale because this one was pricey for a while now. I think her palettes have been around $67, but it's still a hard pill to swallow once it's time to really purchase one. Okay, the next two palettes, one I have used, one I have not, but if the first one is any indication, then, you know. So I picked up the Natasha Denona Glam Eye and Face Palettes. No, it's the Glam Face Palette Eye and Cheek Essential. So obviously this is a hybrid of a eye and face, but given that there's 5 eyeshadows in this palette, obviously I was going to include it in here. So here's the light one, and I used this in a Get Ready With Me not too long ago, and I was so blown away. I feel like a lot of times my expressions just capture it all, and when I was editing that video, I was like, yeah, the excitement is obviously there. This palette is so incredible. If you like a good metallic eye shadow, then, and if you like, obviously her mattes are just always super stellar. If you like neutral, if you like something on the go, quick, easy, travel friendly, this is it for you. It's got the eye stuff. It has got the face stuff. These, again, also, just like the Huda, I initially thought these were going to be super boring, and I picked them up because in the description it had said that there was a new formula that she hadn't used before, and I was like, I feel like I need to try that out. So, you know, I had to pick it up, and here's the blush. This blush gives the most airbrushed, flawless look to the skin. It's absolutely stunning. Here's the highlight. Now, I will tell you that the highlight upon first application does feel a little bit powdery, even goes on a little bit powdery, but literally 20-30 minutes later, it has molded into the skin and looks absolutely beautiful. It looks natural in the sense of it has sunk into the skin, not natural as in like low wattage, because this is very, very bright, but I was so happy about that because when I first put it on, I was like, ooh, this is very powdery. And you guys know how I feel about a powdery look to my highlight. So here are a couple of the shadows. Here's a matte, and here are one of the 2 metallics. These are just, I really can't speak enough praises about these palettes, or about this one. This is the one I have used. I have not yet been able to use the deep version, but these are, they're worth the price point. I'm kind of, hurts me to say that because they are expensive. Obviously it's Natasha Denona, but they're worth the price point, y'all. So just to give you an idea of the deep one, which again, you've probably seen this multiple times, but here's what this one looks like. I have not put this one to the test yet, but it's the same formula, and I already know this one's going to be as stellar as the light version. So definitely a win in that category. Okay, let's move on to another eyeshadow palette, which I forgot to tell you. I am wearing a combination of what I'm about to show you and the Nightmare Before Christmas on my eyes today, in case you're curious. So this next one, I don't even think I have words to tell you about the Danessa Myricks palette. This is absolutely ridiculous when it comes to how unique and pretty it is. Like, this is the metallic I've got going on. I don't think I've ever seen a duochrome, triochrome, whatever it is you want to call it. I've not seen one like this. And this adds such a variety to my collection, which again, because I love eyeshadow palettes so much, it ends up getting repetitive in my collection. I like to buy based on theme, and I may have 5 of the same shade, but you know what? I like this color story, and anyways, so this, finally, I've got something different going on, and can't even begin to tell you. Now, came at a hefty price tag, but honestly, I think it was worth it. So these 4 right here are more toppers than anything, and you can just kind of layer them over the black. I don't do that as often. I like to play with the others. Now, I will honestly tell you that these 2, I have not used the 2 creamy jelly type of shades because I had already watched several videos, and because of their formula, I know they'll crease on me, and I'm not looking to be doing that after 15 minutes. But the shades in this palette are so ridiculously satin soft. I don't think I have felt a softer formula, more intense. And again, the finish or the shift, whatever it is you want to call it, it blows my mind. Now, granted, I am not well versed in all things indie brand. So there is that as well. I mean, I do understand that there are some of these on the market for a fraction of the cost, but I struggle with taking a plunge. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I struggle at taking the plunge with indie brands just because if I don't like it, then it's a waste of money. Whereas like at Sephora or something, I can return it with a little more ease. I don't know. It's just a peace of mind thing, I guess. But this, it's okay for me that I paid a lot extra to have that like safety net of, okay, if I absolutely hate it, I can still return it, even though I actually did purchase this from Beautylish, but same concept. So, oh my goodness, it's just stunning. And if you have an opportunity to pick this up at some point, listen, I wouldn't steer you wrong when it comes to this price tag, especially. And I will tell you that I am so happy to have purchased this. It was, yes, very pricey, but just if you are in the market and you've been eyeballing it, then yes, I will tell you it is absolutely worth the money to me anyways. So, okay, we've got 2 left. Most recent purchase is the Amor y Mariposas palette by Melt Cosmetics. I actually already did a review on this. You can find it on my channel. I will probably link it below. I'm keeping the box because it has got like this velvet lining on the inside that's absolutely stunning. And then, I don't have a carton that luxe in my collection. So, and then here's what this bad boy looks like. I like the packaging is beautiful in a way, but it trips me out also with the heart going on. Anyways, that's beside the point. Melt's a little edgier, so it is what it is. So I'm not gonna go into this too far just because, again, there is already a dedicated video on my channel. But what I will tell you is that the mattes are the ones that steal the show in this palette. It's crazy because the metallics are very creamy and thick to the touch, which typically means they're gonna be super high intensity. And there's something for me that gets lost from the time it's in the pan to the time I put it on my finger to the time I put it on my eye. And I don't swipe, I pat. I always pat my metallics down. I don't know. It's like it thins out and it isn't as intense. I'm just not sure. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes it's just a connection thing. Like I feel a connection with this palette or not. And in this case, I feel like I don't. The mattes perform very, very well. They are very incredibly pigmented. There's nothing left to be desired there. So I feel like if you are a matte type of girl, then this probably is going to be right up your alley if you like this type of color scheme. But I don't know. I'm sad to say that this is like my least favorite melt palette, which is crazy because it's the most expensive. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe it's just the tones. Maybe it's just that I had a like insanely high expectation based on all the swatches I had seen. I don't know. I'm just a standout shade type of girl, aka metallics and foils, and there was something that just didn't resonate with me on these. But again, aside from that, it is a very good palette. The packaging is hefty, sturdy, very good quality. And so, you know, if you've been eyeballing it, especially if you like mattes, then I would say take the plunge, because they are very good quality and you get more than metallics, you get mattes. I think there's only, out of the 20 shades, I think there's only 5 of the metallics. So definitely worth, you know, your look if you like mattes. So the last palette for the month of November is one of my favorite holiday palettes of all time, quite frankly, and it was only 29 bucks. And it is the BH Cosmetics Miss Claus The Lit List. And I have done a video on this. Again, I can put that in the description below for you. But listen, if you are looking for a holiday palette, look no further. This is it. You don't want to pay any more than this when you have the quality and variety that is in this eyeshadow palette. So this is what this bad boy looks like. Let's go over here. No mirror, but that's okay. These metallics, I can get behind these. They are beautiful, foiled, sparkly, intense. And the mattes are also very, very nice. There is an amazing array of actual holiday Christmas shades, the frosted blues, the greens, the reds, and the golds. There's just so much variety. But again, for someone like me who loves a very intense metallic, this does it for me. And I am still like absolutely floored at the price point for this palette. So again, if you are looking for a very holiday type of palette, then this one is what you need to go for. I got mine at Ulta. I used a coupon and it made it like $26.50 or something. So definitely the holiday palette that you need in your life. Again, this is the best holiday palette I have ever come across, and I will be using it a lot this holiday season. I've already used it multiple times and I'm just like, wow, it's like the looks never end because there's so much variety in here. And it's my understanding that everyone seemed to love last year's as well. It was a little on the grungier side, so I didn't pick that one up. But if this is anything like what people are saying last year's was, then, you know, BH, they put out a good product. If you are against pressed glitters, there is only one in this palette, and it is this red right here. This looks like a pressed glitter. That is how intense that metallic is. It is literally just a shadow. It's not a glitter. But again, $29, and you really cannot go wrong with this one. All right, my friends, thanks so much for stopping by, chatting some eyeshadow palettes with me. I fully enjoyed just kind of sitting down and spending some time with you. Before I let you go, I just want to give you a very quick verse of the day to motivate you, encourage you, and to tell you that Jesus loves you. Today's comes from Nehemiah 9:17, and it says, "You are a forgiving God, gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and abounding in love." That doesn't mean that he does not get angry. He is, after all, a righteous judge. However, he is just absolutely abounding in love, and it is my prayer that if you don't already know him as your Lord and Savior, that he would make himself very real to you, that you would feel a peace and a love in your heart that you have never felt before, that it would be more than you could even imagine. So with that, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. I will see you in the next one. Bye.